Welcome to this session. Um, I'm going to demonstrate how to integrate Power BI reports with Google Sites. So, why is it necessary? Why are we integrating Power BI dashboards and reports with Google Sites in the first place? So, in your attempt to create a data monitoring and evaluation systems, one of the things that you need to look at is how are you going to be sharing your data products that is to mean your dashboards and reports. All right. So we've seen that your dashboards and reports are actually applications that are driven by data. Okay. So we had already created this wonderful dashboard and report that is that is helping us, process our data into meaningful insights. All right. So it's good to be able to create these types of dashboards, but the way you keep analytical decision making within an organization or project is to be able to communicate your results and findings. What are you learning from the data that you are capturing? How can you leverage the data to inform decision making within your organization or project? All right. So you have to find a way of sharing this information. All right. So as a guy in charge of data, you have to find ways to communicate, and this means that reports can be customized. All right. Yes, you only report on what is relevant. All right. And the way we do this is to have key performance indicators. All right. Now, where do you find your key performance indicators? When you are creating your result framework, or that is a log frame. All right. That is the time you define the items or the things that you are going to measure to inform that you have actually made impact. All right. So impact assessment, all right, or result-based M&E are well supported within Power BI. Okay. So you start by having your report here the way it is, and also making sure that you already have set up your Power BI service account. All right. So once you have your reports, the first thing you want to do is to decide which page is going to be your first page. All right. And you do that by making sure that your pages that are listed here, like here, I can see it's main, which is the one that is listed here. So if let's maybe move here. If I publish it with this, then this is going to be your main page. It does not default into the first page. Okay. So let's start it from here. So you need to have internet connectivity for this activity, all right? So make sure you are signed in into your Power BI service account, and then you select publish. All right. Of course, it's going to prompt you to save your work. Okay. All right. So you have option for my workspace, food and nutrition and security. So this allows you to securely host different types of data, and even for projects within a single Power BI ecosystem. So you do not require multiple licenses. All right. So yeah, we're going to talk about the different ways you can share your reports. All right. But I'm going to start with this straightforward one, and we're going to see what are the advantages. All right. So I'm going to have it under food and nutrition security, and then skip on select. Uh, uh, right? So later on, I'm going to talk about what quick insights are. So this is Power BI desktop. In here, I've been developing this report offline, all right? But you can still have it linked online, all right? Yes, we're going to see the different ways you can share this data to the different users within your program, within your project, within your organization, all right? Yes, it actually you can collaborate within Power BI, right? It has an interesting ecosystem. We're going to see the different ways we can leverage those capabilities within Power BI and Google Sites. Okay, now, so I'll simply just say got it, and then we switch to our Power BI service. All right. Now, this is a cloud platform. This allows you to share your Power BI service or your Power BI products to different users. And it can also act as a central place where people within your organization can be coming to access the different types of reports. So what you need to understand is that each Power BI account, data cannot be shared across different, this is a Power BI service account. It's a server, all right? So for every organization, you don't need to have a lot of accounts. You only need to just have one. And then in here, you have users. We want to talk a little about users and how you can set up users. For now, I'm just going to show you how to integrate Power BI reports with Google Sites. All right. So, so this is the first place. When you launch, this is where it gets you. And then you're going to see there are a number of tabs here. So whatever, we have one like Data Hub. This is another interesting feature for data analytics guys and professionals in terms of how data is managed on the cloud and how so data analytics is also happening on the cloud. All right. So you access your workspaces. All right. So Power BI is organized into workspaces. All right. Power BI service is organized into workspaces. So this consider this like folders. Right. It helps you organize and even control data security and define who can access what. All right. We have a feature within Power BI called row level security. Right? It has to do with assigning people different permissions to different parts of your Power BI products. All right? So we have the My Workspace. This is a default. All right? Whenever you create an account, you already have this already set up for you. All right? But you can create custom. All right? Custom other Power BI workspaces inside here, like what we've done here. Right? I had already shown you this. You can review back on our previous videos on how you can create, but you simply just come here to new workspace, right? And then you follow those it's by step. It's self-explanatory, right? So our Power BI report is sitting inside the food and security workspace, all right? So in here, you can access the different types of data. Now you can see, like for our case, all your project data that we have been working on, you can see they are securely stored in here. So even if users don't just access, don't have the capacity to access just any type of workspace, all right? They have to actually be invited or be given permission by the admin of that particular workspace. Right? So if I wanted to add users, then this is where I'll come here. But that has a lot to do with IT, IT work. Now, within program or projects, we want to minimize on the IT involvement. That's why we create products that have that can be managed with very little IT involvement. Right? That's why we are picking sites. All right. So I'll pick it here. It's here. All right. And also you can see this is the data set. This is now the database. All right. The data table is here, and then the report is here. So the data set is a back end, and the reports, the dashboard that we have been seeing here, that's what we call the front end. Okay, so your users cannot access this unless you decide or you expose this data as tables within your reports. All right, so we'll come here, okay, and access our reports. So ideally, the way you share reports or dashboards or the hybrid, these days it's hybrid. There's very little, yeah, uh, humans have found a way of trying to make this hybrid sort of, but just understand the concept, okay? So under file, all right, we have this option that says embed report, okay? So embed report allows you to expose these dashboards as an element in websites, in sites, and softwares and other softwares like CRMs. All right. So Power BI, there's this thing that Power BI can be integrated to different platforms. It's a very good and very powerful business intelligence tool, and we use it to handle whenever we are creating platforms, whenever we're creating MIS, M&E systems, and even other softwares. We like all our data management and visualization, anything to do with BI to be handled within Power BI because it's very robust, it's easy to use with very little IT involvement. It's also easy to learn. Okay. Now it also goes beyond there. You can integrate it to different platforms. All right. So you can have it onto your SharePoint, all right? You can also have it inside, securely inside a website or portal. So these first two, they are secure. Actually, everything here is secure. It's just that a lot of things. So here you need to be a registered user within the SharePoint to access your Power BI. Inside your web portal, you also need to be a registered user within that portal to access your Power BI. And then we have published web. This one, it's securely, everything is now coming from Power BI, but very controlled. So Power BI is handling how data is being transmitted, right, securely into the different websites or sites that you're going to have. So we want to pick this published web portal because this one does not prompt the users for passwords, all right? So we select copy, all right? So we have the iframe or the HTML, right? And then we have the link. So depending with what you are doing, the most popular one is this HTML. And then we have this, okay? So if you select this copy, this is the link that you can share to other users, right? Like for example, let's say if I came here, maybe let's find this, okay? And edit here. Then this user is able to access this report. Okay, so this is a server, and then this is our end user or the client. All right. So this is what our end users are going to see when they click on this link. All right. So they get to access that portal directly. All right. And they also it's like they are working inside Power BI because it's already Power BI. Okay. So they're able to do whatever they were doing. All right. Yes. Even with the drill downs and everything, it's all possible in here. Okay. Yes. Right. So all the functionalities that are within Power BI, in terms of how the dashboard works, is also inherited up here, right? Yes. So that is the first way. The second way, now, this one is good, but you can see the link is very long. Okay. You can shorten it and all that. But while it's like this, you are not able to like see or do what we call sell. Right? If you wanted to know how many people are accessing your dashboards and also at what times of the day, this allows you to plan even for your data refresh. Right? Yes, and the maintenance of your M&E system. Right? And you can also see what dashboards, every dashboard, you can decide how you want to organize the different components of your reports and see which products are popular. Okay. Also this can also be done with inside Power BI, but if you really want to get your metrics right, you can use something like sites. Okay. Now, sites, how do we access sites? So, the first thing you do is to come to make sure you have a valid Gmail. And then simply go to sites.google, it's here even, .google.com, and you click new. Now, another way you can access that is to go to your app, Google Apps button, and then you can search, right? You can just scroll down. You should be able to see, is it? Primary is not listed here. Let me just give a minute. I thought it should be here. But you can even decide to go more from Google. It will display all the different applications that are supported. Okay. Now, I'm not going to go into this. I'll just simply go directly to Google sites. All right, it's quite straightforward. So from here, these are the things that you're going to see. All right, if you're doing for the first time, you won't have this. It's the same technology with Google Docs. Yeah, Google Sheets is the same thing. All right. So sharing the way you should be sharing the different documents within Google, that's how you do it. Huh? So you can click on a blank site like this. Okay. So you get to see a template. It gives you a template. Now, one of the things that makes this, superb and even my preferred method of developing websites and sites, it's user friendly. You don't need to know programming to come up with your website. All right. You only need to know how to write well and be able to present your ideas in the way you want your end user to perceive them or to receive them. Okay. So you get to access a number of things. So here is your main interface, right? Now, the way I'd shown you about information systems, they are usually arranged in a certain way, right? So here we have our header bar. So here is going to be the name of your title, and it's going to be also your page title. It should be your welcome page, right? Now you have insert. You can see, so far it's just like that. So like for our case, we can say here. Just say, uh, Okay, yes, and just hit enter. All right, you can see it will come here. All right, and then your welcome page. All right, you can decide what you want to have here. All right, I'll simply maybe say you can call it portal, call it whatever you want to call it, but just understand what it does. Okay. So we can reduce this a little bit to 24. And then for now, all right. Now, as you're doing this, we have a number of things that are here, okay? We have insert, these are the different elements that, now websites are usually organized into elements, okay? That's something that they usually never tell you, but just understand that websites are usually, organized into elements. So different elements of our websites are the ones that you add depending with what is supported, what supports your information, or how you want your information to be presented. Okay. Now, we have text box, we have images, we have embed. Now, this is what you're going to be using for Power BI, all right? We have the drive, you can connect to the different drive, you can add images, you can write text like the way you do in Word document. And then we have content blocks, all right? Content blocks are the different ways you organize your website, all right? So you can see here we have an image, a title here, and some description here, and maybe obviously maybe some buttons here and there. Okay, so you can see the different ways. So these are the default. So if you needed one, you pick this. If you want it to be presented in tools, you pick this. If you want it to be presented in this way, you pick this. If you want it to be presented in this way, you pick this. So you pick depending with the what suits your need cases, all right? So not everything will work for you, but just try it out. The secret is to just try them out, or just be able. Now they are using a lot of visual analytics and visual programming here. So if you've ever heard of visual programming, this is it. All right. Yes. So we have a collapsible group. A collapsible group, like what? Let me see. Let me see if I have something. Let me see. Okay. So this is a collapsible group. Like, for example, data management courses. As you can see, it pops up something. It expands it, and then you're able to access different elements. Like if you now click on this, it should be able to open this page here. Okay, so you add your elements depending with your user need case. Like this one is a button here, right? And then you can see the different dashboard, you can the course module, right? So it's you to decide. All right, so just quickly close this. That was just for purposes of illustration. Okay, so yeah, you have table of contents. It's the same table of contents. You can see this image here, icon, displays what you'll be able to see. Image carousel, the ones that usually just slide on the left or the right. And then we have buttons, just like what I've shown you, the divider, the normal divider, the spacer, the normal spacer. Social links allows you to add the things like, Facebook and all that. And then placeholder, it's normal placeholder. YouTube allows you to integrate YouTube videos. Calendar allows you to integrate your calendar into your site or website. Map allows you to add Google Maps. I'll show you how to create custom maps inside Google Maps, right? Yeah, it's actually very interesting. So you can have your maps. We're going to cover this during when we continue with our GIS sessions. So we have Docs, allows you to integrate documents, Google Docs, right? You can also have slides, sheets, forms, charts. Okay. Yes. Great. So number one. So where do we start? We have to first set up our page. All right. So you have, these are the different pages. You can see currently it's just a single page. All right. So you can currently it's just home, but you can add other pages. All right. By hovering over this cursor plus here. This one, you can add a new page. You can add a link. You can add a full page embed. All right. You can add a menu section. Right, menu section, something like this. Let's see. Mm, okay. Now, yeah, this is a menu. You can see this drop down here. All right. So there are different ways you can come up with this. You can have it as a sub page or as a menu. All right. Yes. So decide how you're going to organize this. I hope you're learning something new. Great. Back to our site builder. So, you can have a home page, a normal home page, and then you can decide how you want to organize the different Power BI, your different ME reports, dashboards, right? So currently this is just a single site. So within this single site, you can have several pages, right? So like, for example, you can add a new page and say dashboards. And reports. All right, and you can say done. That one introduces a second page. All right, now if you now look at your header here, this is called the page, the menu header or the menu bar. All right, it's usually at the top here. All right, but you can find ways that you can have it as a side panel. It's you to decide how you want it to be presented. All right, so always just look out for the different font types. You can customize this. Everything here is customizable. All right, yes. So for me, I like in maintaining the font of 24, so that even also your fonts are able to, you know, process this properly. Great. Now, then we have within each page, you can have sub pages. Like in here, you can decide you want to have a sub page. All right. So that sub page, we can call it the Ashid 2. We can call this registered households. Okay, call it done. It will add it there. So if you come here, you should be able to see something like this. Now, remember, this is still a page. That's why if you click here, it will take you to this page, but currently there's nothing on this page. All right. So like for this Ashid 2 here, this is the time you want now to link to your Power BI. Okay. So you come here under insert, all right, and you pick embed. Okay. So when you pick embed, you have the option to embed it by the use of a URL or the use of an embed code. Embed code, we usually use iframes to have this type of embed codes, to have the HTML embed codes, right? This is the most classical way. It's been there for some time. But this is also the new one here, right? This process here has been automated through the use of this, right? Actually, you can code your own embed code. You can embed anything, right? Especially if it's available online, yes. Strange, eh? Yeah, but the technology is there, okay? Yes, so the URL. So you come back here to your Power BI. You remember the Power BI service? Yes, this window here, all right? So this is the embed code, and this is the embed link, all right? So you click copy. So you can see we have reused this. Now, there are those sites, or those platforms that currently don't support the embedding in terms of links, right? They're still using the HTML one. So be sure to copy this HTML one, right? So if you pick the embed code here, like the HTML one here, you have to also configure the size here, all right? So there are different types of sizes that are here. For the link, it's quite straightforward, all right? So whatever page is appearing here is also what is going to appear when this dashboard is accessed on whatever site you have linked it to, all right? So this one is being secure. So Power BI is going to get a space. So select copy here, and we're going to have a branch of Power BI inside our Google sites. So under here, so you'd said click on embed and then by URL, and then you copy the URL there, right? So it gives you this window here. So you can have it as a thumbnail like this, or you can share the whole page. So it's you to decide which one works well for you. I think for me, this one would be good. So I'll pick whole page and then insert. So there it is. Great. And that is how you embed the different reports. So at this level, you have different pages that are inside here, right? So you can come and like now, you can add more pages. You can continue adding more pages depending with what you would like to show. For now, I'll go back to themes, all right? Now, theme is a great way of customizing your report depending on what you want. Feel free to test each of these. So we have the simple one. We also have Aristotle. Let's select this. This is how Aristotle will look like. And then you can switch in between the different colors as per your liking. All right. So maybe let's give it now. If your color is not here, you can still come and you find the color here. Now, if you are branding, branding is key, right? So you need to know how to work with color codes, right? So how do you work with color codes? Now, the beauty is that a lot of things, we have a number of tools that are out here that you can quickly use to speed up your work. You really don't have to suffer when most of these automations, software developers have already got them available, okay? So you can use this popular tool here. It's called color picker. Color. Yes, the color picker, the image color picker. All right. Now, how does this image color picker work? Now, the quickest way to get your organization's brand colors is to find their logo. All right. So if let's say, for example, we are looking for Adra and say, like that, okay? So once this has loaded, you can pull it out like this. All right. So let it just be somewhere. And then inside the color picker tool, you have two options. We have pick color from image and color picker. All right. And then here you have X or pick from screen. All right. Now, what we are looking for is the one that says pick from screen, this one here. All right. So we want to do something. We're also going to be just resize this here. Now, then again, you select pick from screen. All right. So once you have it like that, you just come to your logo here. Pick it. Now you can see it's this green. So it is this shade of green that we are looking for. This one here. It's called the tropical rainforest. And this is the color code. So make sure to copy this. All right. Now, switch back to your sites builder. That is the AdraMail system. And then you paste your brand color here. And you hit enter. Okay. Yes. You can be switching in between the different. We have the diplomat. You can switch in the color. It's you to decide how you want to have it. We also have vision. Okay. Yes. So let's see what works well for us. We also have impression. Okay. So which one do you think we should pick? All right. Picking doesn't really, you can keep updating this because it has a very nice way of remembering. Yeah? Yes. Now, let's maybe, for example, pick vision. Or maybe we pick diplomat. Now, this image also contributes to how now, the first thing, the other thing maybe we should maybe look at is the add logo before we continue so that we see how it goes. So we have the logo here. Is what is going to be displayed here. Like for example, if we select upload, and then we pick the ADRA logo. All right, there it is. Excuse me. All right, and then the other one is what is going to appear here. Like for example, this one here. On your website, you can see there's this logo that is here. All right. Yes, that's what we call the thumbnail. It's the one that is here, the favicon. So you can also upload. Okay. Yes. Okay. I don't know how if this is appearing the way I would like it. So I'm going to maybe come here under image. Right, we can upload a custom image, the one that we have taken ourselves or designed ourselves from the project, or we can select the among the different ones that have been provided freely by Google Sites. Okay, now feel free to pick the color that suits is close to your branding colors, but also feel free to be, creative, right? Feel free to be creative. You can try out new things, right? Yeah, that's how you try and get to customize and optimize your your page to be professional. Okay, so there you are. Now, which one do we pick? Do I pick this? Let me try this. Great, not so bad. Do we still have our branding colors? Okay, let me maintain this, and the colors, we can update our colors to our brand color. Okay, yes. Okay, so there you have it. Okay, so you can navigate to the first page, and now, templates are a great way to really organize your pages. So, like for example, I can duplicate this and call it home. Okay. So once I do that, we can get rid of this. We can hide it. Or we can just come here and bring it to the top. All right. And then this one, we can delete it. So now, if you wanted to delete an element, all right, you can see we have this placeholder here, all right? You have these options here to control the colors, all right? You can duplicate this. It will create two of them. Okay. But with embed, you want to keep it light. You don't have to have so many embeds, all right, per page. You can keep it to a minimum of 2 or 3, or maybe just a single. I like to have one single per page, all right, so that it doesn't don't overwhelm the user. Keep it light and simple. You know, if they find difficulties in using it, also they won't prefer using it. All right, yes, keep it easy to work with, and then you can change the colors. All right, so these are the options. You can see we have this one here. Okay. If it doesn't suit you, you can try another one. And the options are limitless. All right. If you wanted to have your own image background, you can bring it up here. Like for example, we can go and select an image background. All right, maybe like this one here, or maybe this one here. And you say insert. Okay, so look out at how the colors are embedding. Yes, so for me, I think I'll keep it simple like this because my background here color was white. So and then we can delete what we don't need. Okay, so this being our home page, I think I'll delete this. Now, we can do another embed for the website. If you don't want to do a homepage, you can write things on your homepage. You can do an introduction, explain what the program is all about, but that also can be covered inside your dashboard, right? So just quickly, maybe to come up with speed, we are going to bring in the address on website, right? So it will help us give context to what our projects or what other projects are and what they entail in. So it gives quickly just helps to give your user context to what you people are implementing. Okay. Yes. So I'll say paste it there. And just like that, we have, all right. So you have this option or this option. So pick the whole page one. I like working with the whole page embeds. They are quite manageable and presentable. Okay. Yes. Now you have your home page, and you can always use this at any day. So you have your home page here, you have your dashboard. If you pick this, you're able to see now your dashboard is there. Okay. Now to avoid things like these empty spaces on your dashboards, on your page, you are going to repurpose this. All right. So we want to add something called a menu section. All right, so this is the menu section. So I'm going to call now, this is the new, I'll just maybe call it reports and dashboards. Reports and dashboards. Okay, and then I'll say done. Now, reports and dashboard is there. So how do I get this to list here? So just click on this, all right, and drag it, and make sure it's covering it here with this rectangle, and then release. It will come below it as a sub menu. All right. So these reports and dashboards, what do you think we should do with it? I'm going to repurpose this. All right. Or maybe I'll just maybe simply say, or maybe just delete it so that we maintain one format. All right. So this one, I'll duplicate the page. And then now you remember we have a sample survey, a baseline survey that was done, and it has data that is not originally inside our registration, the beneficiary household registration database, right? So that data also to be accounted. So you as a person in charge of M&E, you can access the entire data model of the organization or the project. But as you're creating your reports, you do not expose the entire organization data to an individual report. So you have to find a secure way of doing it. So how do we have it? I'll just call this is the base, is a sheet 2, sorry. Baseline report or dashboard. Let me call it report, right? And say done. Okay. Now, so we have our main database. So all the data that you have within the organization, you should be able to access it from your Okay. Now, let's look now. So this time you have your home. Okay. And then here, okay. If you click directly here, nothing happens until you pick one element here. All right. So it can either be the registered households. There. Or the baseline report. Right. So I think this is not the baseline report. So I'm going to say, let's delete this. Okay. Yes. We can do a new embed, but before we do the new embed, we have to publish our register our baseline report. So file, you can come directly to where your file is. If it's not here, you can simply just, okay, it's here. For my case, it's here, right? Now, I'm going to share this, this file with you, all right? Once I'm done. If you have it within your whatever part of your desktop where it is, you can come here and say open, and then you can see it's here. So we have our registered beneficiary household, and then we have the baseline here. So I'm going to open the baseline. Anyway, I had already published this, so I'll just maybe switch to Power BI service. Publishing is the same way we've been publishing. So from our food and nutrition, we have our baseline here, right? So just open it. And the procedure is the same. Go fetch the embed link for public, the public and or web embed link, right? Yes. Okay. Something that is here, right? We need to hide it from the page navigator. So we'll click on this and we're going to go to our page navigators here under pages, and then we're going to hide that page. I'll take you through how to work with this page navigators. Don't worry. I'll just switch it off so that it doesn't appear there. That's how you do it, and save. Now, if you don't have access to this offline one, or you don't want to, but I usually recommend to work with the offline one so that you just be publishing it to your online one. But you can still edit this from your online Power BI server, right? By clicking on edit, all right? It will bring you here, okay? Now, if you just click on your it will give you the same options that are within Power BI desktop. And you can click on show and say, do not show this one here. And then simply make sure you save. Great. There. And then you can go back to reading view. Okay. And you can see it has picked it up. And then you select file, you go to embed report, same way, publish to web. You can copy, switch back to your page, that is a baseline report, and you can say insert. Now, if I wanted to have it here, I'll select the last element, website or site element, and then it will always put it below this one here. So I'll select embed, paste my link, pick the whole page element and have it there. Okay, and now you have access to the baseline report. All right. Yes. Once you have it like that, you can add other elements. You can bring in your pictures. Like let's say which one? Under the okay, I think for now this one is basic and is what we need. Now, you can bring in documents. All right, you can bring in documents. You can simply go by selecting docs. All right, so there you are. Like we pick this one and say insert. All right. So whenever you pick a document like this, it will ask you for the share permissions. All right. So always just make it as a viewer. You can share or don't share, but what is the purpose if you don't want to share? So you share. And then you can control how big or the size that you want it to be presented in. Right. So if you wanted to change the order, we have these element navigators here, placeholders. So you drag it and you have it where you wish to have it like this. So that's how you update the order. All right. Yes. So there you are. Okay. Now, let's say you wanted to add videos. All right. Let me duplicate this. Okay. Now, you can share videos, the ones that are from YouTube, and or you can decide you want to have, if you have private videos, all right, that you don't want to be placed inside YouTube, you can use the Google Drive option. Okay, so you can simply go into Google Drive, right? Make sure whatever, like this site has a site owner, that is a Gmail address or the email address that was used to set up this site. Okay. Now, you can go under shared if it's under shared, or you can go directly into your drive. It's already uploaded if you are the one who uploaded it. For my case, I've shared here, and then let's see. This one here, this one here. And then I can pick this. This is a video that we had created earlier, the dashboard demo. So your dashboard demo, you can insert, right? So I'll actually even call it the dashboard demo. Or quick tour. Feel free to use a name that can be quickly understood by everyone. Yes. Right. I think that one is great. There. And then okay, there. So if you're having several projects, all right, you can have something like this for every project that you have. And then you can have a main one. Okay. We are going to talk about how to build now the main navigation one. Right? But for every project, you can customize it here and be sharing these links. Okay. Now, you're the one to decide how you want your M&E system to be configured. We're going to talk about the wireframe, but I just wanted to take you through how you can quickly set up something like this and be able to share it. Now, when it comes to sharing, all right, so maybe one more thing, your preview, right? So under your preview, you're able to see how your website is going to look to the end user, right? So like this is your home. Okay, that's your home. All right, you're able to move in between the different things. All right, there. All right, yeah, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. All right. Uh, okay, so let's look at our registered household database. Right, this now gives you access to the entire project database. Right, so with this, you are now creating a single knowledge source of truth for your organization or project. Right, people don't need to have their own copies of data. You can link and automate their data collection processes and have that data streaming into a single knowledge base, whereby all the central analysis has been automated and people are getting real-time data products from the system that you have built. That's why they cost that expensive to design this, because you are actually automating something that you would have been doing. So you are saving a lot of man hours, right? So that's why we recommend for every project, have templates, have standard templates. People should not have their own templates that they are using to collect data. No, you should configure data collection tools for the project and for the organization. All right. This is why I encourage a lot of organizations to actually have an M&E department. It's not something that it's very important for every organization or business to have an M&E department or work with an M&E consultant. There are a lot of benefits that comes with working with a data professional inside the organization or business. All right. So there it is. Great. So your dashboard demo. So you can switch in between the different ones. Now, always make sure that your dashboards, the titles, the headers are making sense. Like, for example, this should be the baseline report, but if you look at our header here, it's not showing, it's not reflecting that. So you want to come back here and modify that. Like, let's say, and just say, Okay. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So the other way of viewing this, let me just maybe go back to preview. Now we have these screen sizes here. All right. So this is the normal one, but you also want to see, like, let's say if you go to dashboard demo video. All right. Also, you can see here, it's not so always be on the lookout. Eh? Yes. Great. Now you can switch in between the different screen sizes, all right? Like this is tablet size, okay? Yes. And then you can see our headers are still here, okay? And then this is the standard font size, all right? So you can see now our menu bar has been reduced into a button, okay? Yes, 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 there. And then you can actually navigate to see the different elements. If it's home, there, and you have access to that. And if it's reports, okay, there you have it. Okay, so I'll just take it back to the original size, and then now, how do we make this accessible to other users? All right, so the first thing you want to do is to decide who can access this dashboard. And you do that by going under the share with others option here. So when you click on that, you can see the primary owner of this. And that means I have the admin rights, all right? I can decide who I have access to this. You can have it as public by default, like you can see here is currently at public, but you want maybe to change it to restricted, all right? And then you can come here and decide who have access to this. Okay, yes, yes. So you can say, I can pick this, and then I can pick this, and you can notify them by sending them a small message. All right. Under here, make sure it's published viewer, depending with what type of options you want them to have. For now, because I want you maybe to work with it, I'll say editor. So this means you are able to access it and be able to modify it the way I've been modifying it. So I'll say, maybe I can come here and say, how do we share it differently? And say send. Now, for the different end users, do not give them edit mode. So for like if you are sharing it to other users, you want them to, like here, I'll say published viewer. So they can only view and not modify anything. All right. And then we'll click on save. Okay. Yes. Now, you simply select publish. All right. So here it is. I can say address some. Okay. If this name has been taken, it will tell you. All right. For now, I think it's okay. So I can say, let me call it what? Yeah. So for addressum, you can have addressum, and you can optimize and customize for each project that you are working on. I believe that every project has different stakeholders. Some might be common to maybe one or two projects, but you want to be able to share your data securely between your stakeholders. You do not want a situation whereby somebody is seeing someone else's data. Okay, yes, that is under GDPR and making sure that your data privacy is of high quality and impenetrable. Okay, so these are some of the things that we do to make it GDPR compliant. So you can say publish. Okay, now once you publish, this link here, all right, will give you access to this system. So if I copy this, and then I come and access. So Daniel here is a licensed, is an authorized user. So if he clicks on this link, he'll access it directly. Okay. Now you can see even here, this one here is maybe it needs to be fixed, all right? I think for the others, they are quite okay. So always go through your reports and dashboards and systems to just make sure they're actually making sense. Okay. Yes. Okay. Now, let's try the same link, maybe with a user that is not authorized, like like who? I'll pick maybe Appcoms here. All right. So let's see. You can see they don't get to see anything. All right. I'll pick Yvonne here and see whether Yvonne can access this. And voila, Yvonne can actually access the system. So that is how you control usage. All right. So it's there it's there online, but it's secure. All right. If you actually don't know the address, then and also if you are not an authorized user, it will not give you access into the system. All right. That is what I had for you today. I'll send another video once I have some time. Thank you so much for being patient. I'll set a time to have a call with you and maybe take one or two questions and to see how we can push this forward. Thank you so much and see you in my next session.